Dr. Audrey Verhaeghe, CEO of the RIIS, thank you for joining us today. Now, Dr. Verhaeghe, is South Africa and Africa as a continent competing adequately when it comes to innovation on the global front?
You know, it's an interesting question. I would say the obvious answer is probably no. You know, if you go and look at the competitiveness index, then innovation is not really regarded as one of our strengths. But if you take a closer look, then often innovation is better than our national competitiveness. Like South Africa, we're about 54th in the world rankings, and on innovation per se, we're 45th. So 10 points better, you know, so we must be doing something right in South Africa. I've looked at Namibia and Mauritius, that's part of the SADC countries, and on innovation they're not doing that well. But they have good schools, they've got good universities, they do produce PhDs and engineers and scientists, they've got research foundations, their companies do R&D, you know, so there's no reason why we can't do better. We've got some infrastructure, we can do better. Yeah, so it's a complex answer. We've got indigenous knowledge. I think when the interview goes a little bit further, we can talk about other ways than competing with the rest of the world.
Now, you said we're 45th, so we're doing something right, but what are we doing wrong at the moment?
I can speak with authority on South Africa, so maybe I must do that rather than Africa as a continent. But in South Africa, traditionally we've put a lot of emphasis on the input of innovation. So our national system measured how much money we put into the system. And that is building universities, building research councils, and we've done very little to actually measure the outputs. So we are creating intellectual property, but are we actually monetizing it? You know, are we taking it to the rest of the world? Are we making money out of it? And I don't think that a very little effort actually went into that back end of innovation. So it is the entrepreneurs that's been neglected in the system and the money flow, and it's been the monetizing of the asset of intellectual property. I think we focused a lot of energy in creating intellectual property, but we didn't really care what we do with it, as long as we own it. You know, and it doesn't really make a difference if you own intellectual property. If you don't make a difference in the world, if you don't make money out of it, what does it help?
Now, how do we rectify that imbalance?
It's a systemic problem. We had an OECD review 4 or 5 years ago that said exactly that. They said we saw it only as a scientific and technology issue, while it's actually a social issue. Right, so taking innovation and making it everybody's business. So your program is very important. I think celebrating entrepreneurs, also entrepreneurs, inventors are very, very important issues. Some effort goes into it, but not enough at all at this stage. I think we got the review, and I can't see a lot that has been done in the 4 years that followed the review. So we, from the private sector's perspective, we have started an organization called the South African Innovation Network, and that was really an effort to also celebrate entrepreneurial efforts, also to start the debate, talk more about it. You know, we don't really talk about it. It's not huge news. In other countries, what the entrepreneur does is huge news. You know, we follow them, we dream about them, we want to be like them. In South Africa and Africa, I think that's not really a theme that comes up. We talk about crime, we talk about health, but we don't talk about the people who've made it, you know.
And in terms of pushing the innovation agenda, where does the RIIS fit into this?
Okay, RIIS is a company on a science park. The science park is the innovation hub in South Africa. We sit in Pretoria at the moment, and we are running an open innovation office at the hub in collaboration with the science park. And we are trying to create a platform, and it's only beginning, we started this year, a platform where solution providers, this is the first part of the conversation, solution providers, those are any people in South Africa, Southern Africa and Africa that has a technical solution or a know-how that they can commercialize. can come and register in all disciplines. We wanted to know about all of them. And then when we've got the solution provider database, we can then start to solicit challenge seekers, people with problems, government, large business, doesn't matter who, to actually come and engage with these people. We'll vet the solutions. Do they really exist? Are they good companies to do business with? And then the challenge seekers must pay for the deal, you know. So it's really connecting solution providers with solution seekers. There are very successful platforms globally that I can actually promote. African solution providers can actually hop onto, and they can get business into Africa doing this. We don't play this global game well enough. One such platform is, for instance, the 9 Sigma platform. It's really the biggest platform in the world. They've got more than 2 million solution providers worldwide. Many of these solution providers come from developing countries. And
like South Africa.
Like South Africa. And before we started our efforts to promote, for instance, that platform, there was only 170 South African solution providers that hopped onto that platform. And according to 9 Sigma, there are many more solution providers that could make use. And what they basically do is they let you know of people that want to do business with you. You know, so it's a good thing and doesn't cost you anything, and it can bring a lot of foreign direct investment into the country and make your business sustainable if you can answer the challenges.
Now, you've mentioned quite a lot of aspects, but if inventors and innovators want to get hold of you for those details, how do they do that?
I'm going to stick my neck out here and give my personal email number, and that is Audrey, AUDREY, @riis.co.za. If you can't remember Audrey, do info@riis.co.za. That's the easiest way. And then the international platform that I really recommend that you could consider also hopping onto is the 9 Sigma. It's www.9sigma.com.
So knowledge is power when it comes to innovation.
Absolutely.
Audrey, thank you very much.
Thanks.